Hey, welcome to Oh, That's Love.
No, it's Oh, That's Love.
Nah, it probably should be more like Oh, That's Love.
I guess.
No, it probably should be more like
Oh, that's love.
That's 2 weekends, 2 weeks in a row.
I didn't. I just
She
don't
messing
know.
up the intro, y'all. What's going on,
I was
y'all?
ready, babe. I did my part.
Barely.
But then the last one
Barely.
just feels so rehearsed.
Can you share the show?
I'm about to.
It's supposed to feel rehearsed, fool. We rehearsed it.
Well,
It's called the show intro. Is Kai fly, y'all? Am I frequently fly? Kai, is y'all feeling the coordination that me and Tash is giving y'all tonight? Are y'all feeling it? Because we out here a little bit, man. Listen.
maybe your shoulders kind of cut off there.
Today on Oh That's Love, let me get closer to you then. Or tonight, I should say, on Oh That's Love.
I'm sharing. Sorry.
Yeah, Tash is sharing the show. So make sure y'all share the show too. Click that little share button. We're going to find out how many bodies Tash got. And how many of them I know. Maybe how many bodies Kai got.
No.
And if it matters or not. Right? And then we've been telling y'all about how we met, our first date, our second date. So now it's time for, I guess it would be more than our third date, but it's probably the third date that made a little sense. And pretty much the first time where we really knew we was going to pursue something. All right, it wasn't a relationship yet, but we knew we was going to pursue something after this particular night. That's why it says how Dave Chappelle saved our relationship. So we're going to tell y'all that story first.
Thanks,
before
Dave.
We get into how many bodies you got.
Oh.
Okay.
Okay.
So where you want to pick up? We got to pick up after Baltimore. Right. So if y'all missed the last two episodes, I'll really fast catch y'all up. Not even the last two, but the first two is where we talked about this. So I'm gonna catch y'all up. And I see y'all checking in. We see all our Facebook people. We're gonna shout y'all out toward the end. If you have questions, you can put your question up now and we'll get those questions toward the end of the show. All right.
Saying said, whoa.
So anyway, it's Oh That's Love, man. We've been talking about our relationship, how it came to be, giving some advice and things like that, and just trying to be helpful to everybody out there in relationship land. So we met on an episode of 2-1 Live, which is my show on my new Philly.
Yes. Then we didn't see each other again for 2 months after that.
Because Tash kept standing me up.
Then we ended up in Baltimore, and the Baltimore story was episode 2. If you haven't seen it, it's a good one.
Right.
Go check it out.
She stalled me out on some yams. She came out butt naked and didn't give me no yams. So if you didn't see that one, watch that one.
Anywho, and then after that, it was several weeks, and now this is where we are now.
Yeah, it was a lot of time.
I know that was quick. But.
So after Baltimore, let me think what actually happened. So after Baltimore, we kind of left off on the Tash curve. We left off on kind of a weird space because Tash wasn't really feeling me because she thought I was like upset because I ain't get no yams. But I'm a yam connoisseur, so you know it wasn't like I ain't have.
What is that? Never mind.
What you mean?
Carry on. Carry on.
Yam connoisseur.
I got it.
That means one who partakes in many different flavors of yams, but not just for the benefit of yamdom, but for the benefit of being able to critique, forecast, and record great yam sessions.
All right.
And also be able to divulge that information to the general public. So I'm really helping y'all out. But anywho, she thought I was upset because I didn't get the yams. I wasn't salty. I'll give y'all that. Like, I wasn't like, I was supposed to get the yams and she didn't give me the yams. I wasn't that bull. But if you ain't see episode 2, the way she kind of served them up and snatched them away, I felt some type of way. About that. So we're not gonna go back into that because it's on episode 2. But when we left off, I kind of was in a space where it was like, if I see her again, I see her again. If I don't, I don't. But she liked to say I kept myself relevant, right? And another reason I was kind of on that was because you were supposed to be moving to Houston. So you want to quickly tell the people about your why you was going to Houston, why you didn't go to Houston?
Well, yeah, I was originally supposed to move to Houston at the beginning of December, and I had let Kyree know this back in October, literally because I was going to Houston for a week to scope out everything, and he had invited me out of town, and that's kind of how I broke the news. I'm
moving, so I don't know what you want to do.
But fast forward, obviously I did not end up moving to Houston, even though literally found a place, put a deposit application, did all that stuff, and then one day it just was like, the universe said no. So I ended up back in Philly on December the 1st.
For the ball. That's what the universe said. The universe
apparently
said
it did.
the ball.
But anywho.
The ball in Philly or whatever. So will come back.
Once we went our separate ways in Baltimore, that was the first week of November. And then fast forward to the last week of November, which also was Thanksgiving Eve, I come to Philly for an event, very
Philadelphia CVB.
Yes, thank you.
Brunch. Is it a brunch? I think it's a brunch.
Yes. So I came for that. I'm a hospitality person, so that's my lane. So anyway, I'm here. I didn't tell him that I was coming because
she didn't tell me.
I didn't feel that I needed to tell him because, as he mentioned, we were in a weird space.
Yeah, communication was weird. But at the CVB, your boy had it on. You know what I'm saying? Frequently Fly Kai was in the building. You know what I'm saying? I was scoping him out. I'm like, I might have to get one up. And next thing I know, I said, Tash. And look.
Literally.
Go ahead. You go first.
Because the moment is so frozen in time in my mind because it was like, you think about those moments in the movies and it feels so cliche, but it happened, I swear. Like when we both noticed that each other were in the same room, across the room, it literally felt like everything around us just went blurry. Or at least for me. And I was just like, and mind you, I had no interest in this guy. So why would this moment of blurred bliss, oh my gosh, happen like that? You was
finally coming to your senses. That's why.
The Untiverse, okay? So go ahead.
And listen, this the thing too. She must have came to the CVB joint on some, I really need to be up there, especially if I'm coming back to Philly, because it's my crowd and all that.
That's exactly why I was there.
She wasn't on a 10. Like, no, don't get it fucked up. My baby looked good. But you could tell she was like on her, I need to be here to network, not really to be seen, John. So it was a little bit of that in her eyes when she seen me too. I was like, yeah, I got her. I'm in this smart market, you know what I'm saying? And look, I played it cool too. I just was on my, good to see you or whatever, you know what I'm saying? It's good, I mean, catch up, whatever, and I went on about my business. Then what happened?
Okay.
Yeah, then what happened? Okay. My shit a little bit.
All right, fine. So that happened, yes. And at the point of which he had found me, I was 3 glasses of champagne in.
Oh, now we was drunk. Now we gonna blame it on
no. I'm not blaming it on the alcohol. I'm talking about that little look in my eye that you described. It was a little glassy. Mm-hmm. But nevertheless, he looked the finest that I've ever seen him look ever. And I'm going to toot the horn. Because it was a thing.
Yeah, had a haircut. I mean, it wasn't quarantine.
And to this day, I always tell him I love him in a blue suit. But this was just like...
You know what I mean?
Woo! So, literally, I leave the event. And I text him and I was just like...
She hit me up.
I did. I did.
She was checking for a player.
Tables had turned, kind of. But they had for the moment. And I'm like, what are you doing? Let's go and get lunch or something after this. And he was like, oh, I got XYZ to do, but I can make time. And that's another thing. People will make time for what they want to make time for. And
I definitely had a little ass bit of time. It was a busy day, but I definitely still wanted me a piece. And I probably felt like she owed me a piece. So I was going to work on this piece. You know what I'm talking about?
Right.
I think because I ain't even stay and finish the lunch with you. I feel like I came.
You had somewhere to be.
To where we was at Le Bus, however you say that, and we sat down probably for like a half hour, might have been 20 minutes, and we just chatted and all of that, and I think we kind of got back to the kind of connection we felt in Baltimore before, you know what I'm saying, that story that's on episode 2. So it was basically like there was back a twinkle in both of our eyes, if you would, for each other. And from there, for about 2 weeks, I guess toward the end of November-ish.
That was the beginning of December. It was like I moved the next day.
It was mid-December. She was moving back to Philly, and then for like 2 weeks, it was just me and Tash. We was here, we was there, we was kicking it, we was doing everything we was doing. And then we were supposed to get together on like a Thursday night.
For a movie.
Yeah, for Queen and Slim. And she disappeared. Shorty wouldn't answer my texts, my calls, none of that. I thought I did something. I'm going through my DMs. I'm like, damn, am I taking somebody down who she know? What's going on? Like, I ain't know what was going on. But I ain't do nothing. So I hit her probably... I had to hit her like 2-3 times, and then I'm talking to Eb the whole time. I know Eb probably watching. She can she
Tash curve again.
She just said Tash curve again. This was the most epic curve. So I'm like, here was the big problem. This is where Dave Chappelle comes into play, right? I had just grabbed Dave Chappelle tickets. Y'all remember he was at the Met for New Year's. So that was probably like 2.5 weeks away. So I'm like, Eb, because Eb know all my business. So every time me and Tash have a good time, I'm coming in the studio, I'm coming to work, I'm like, this happened, that happened, right? That was before we had sex.
Yes.
That was before. So we ain't even had no yams yet. And I still...
Just 3 months later.
Right. And I was fucking with Shorty, so I'm like, this happened, that happened, we good. Eb seeing a new little twinkle in my eye, and then Tash just disappeared. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on? I can't get on the phone, none of that. So this was for like 4 or 5 days. So you want to tell them why you disappeared? Before I tell them how Dave Chappelle ate us?
To be honest.
To be honest with this big ass lie she about to tell.
No, I really didn't have like a full blown crazy reason. I felt bad for the stand up because I know he was calling me that Thursday. And I actually did end up like going out and doing other stuff. I got my hair done. Like she
was in these streets without me.
I just was like, I don't know. Like there was just something, and I don't know why to this day I was fighting the energy, but I was. And once I stood him up, and I felt super bad because I was like, all right, that's like the last time I did this man so dirty. I just couldn't face him myself. Right. So then I just was like, I'm gonna not say anything. Saying nothing is better than saying anything. I had convinced myself. I'm not saying that it is. But that's what I convinced myself. So I didn't answer the calls. I didn't answer the texts. Then he texted me from another phone. I didn't answer that. Like
I used the work phone on her. I'm like, did she block me?
I didn't. I just was like literally feeling that bad that I couldn't face the situation.
So meanwhile, while I'm trying to chase her down, the other side of me is working at the same time.
The other side.
Because here's what happened. The Chappelle tickets went on sale, so I bought 4 of them. Eb called me. She like, Chappelle is here. He on New Year's. We gotta get some tickets. Do you got a city card? Because you could get them in advance. I'm like, well, hell yeah. And I know by the time the show come, people gonna be wanting to buy them on a markup. And I was right, because I ended up selling 2 tickets in the balcony for double what I paid. And I had some good Jones on the floor for me and this one. See, what she don't know is when I bought them, they had her name on them. You understand what I'm saying? But I couldn't get in touch, and I'm thinking we a wrap. I'm like, I don't know what's up with her. Maybe she must got a dude. Maybe that's why she came back to Philly. And I don't know what's going on. But Ed will tell you, I was sick. But then on the other side, I'm like, who the hell I'm going to take to Dave Chappelle? So me and Eb, we literally going through my Holodex, trying to find who.
Holodex. Why?
We going through it. We trying to find out who I could take. Because see, I was trying to be strategic about it in that I was inviting Johns out for New Year's, but I was only telling them half the story. Because you know, if you say I got Dave Chappelle tickets, they coming. Like a girl will waste a night with you and know she ain't gonna give you no yams just to go see Dave Chappelle. And I had some good seats. And it's Dave Chappelle on New Year's. You can't just do that with any old floozy. You know what I'm saying? So I had a couple of Johns I was dealing with at the time that I was gonna be like, all right, I'ma just take one of them, But then I was like,
I'm saying we were stressed trying to find her.
We were stressed trying to find a replacement, dog. This is real talk we was having.
We were stressed.
Listen, Ed be right in my corner. It don't matter. Like, we could be talking about what Skittles is the best or what yams I'm gonna take to Dave Chappelle. So then we tried to get a little strategic with it, and we like, all right, well, Kai, you could use them Jones on some yams you really been trying to get. Like, that's a power move if you take her to Dave Chappelle. And then I'm like, But then if I take something and they don't give me the yams, I'm gonna feel like I wasted the Chappelle tickets. And I'm like, I'm in a quandary. And then
they said you're giving game.
Listen, I send the work phone text, right, y'all? Cause I'm like, look, man, we probably like 2 weeks out. People making plans. They know what they doing for New Year's already. So I send her a text from my work phone. I'm like, look, I don't know what I did, but we was vibing, we was kicking it. How you just disappear, I don't understand. Like, if I did something, let me know, whatever. So she hit me back with a bullshit excuse too.
It wasn't bullshit. It was what I just said. It was.
I thought you wasn't gonna want to hear from me no more when I ain't make to the movies. I'm just working a lot.
It was the truth. And we talked about this on previous episodes. That's just not where my mind was at the time. I was not focused on dealing with anyone, being with anyone, sharing my time with anyone. I was just focused on Natasha's business, and Natasha's self-improvement.
That sound like bullshit, y'all?
It was the truth.
Comment if y'all think that's bullshit. I think she was just juggling a couple of niggas. Probably went out with another nigga that night. You know what I'm saying? Stood me up. She probably did think I wasn't going to holler back at her. But I literally did not have anybody else that I wanted to take to Dave Chappelle simply because I thought that would be a kind of like, you my girl type of move, or I would be grandstanding taking some bad John I always wanted to knock down, and it might have blew up in my face. So I was like, I gotta go one last hurrah and see what's up with Tash.
Somebody called bullshit. It wasn't bullshit.
Thank you, Malachi. That was definitely bullshit. And the Tash curve is definitely legendary, Eb. But here's the thing. I'm gonna tell y'all. So Eb like a sister to me. Eb was not Team Tash no more. Like, Eb started off Team Tash because she had her on the show. It was a good show. She loved to travel. Eb loved to travel. She like, yes, I love this lady that's making my bro feel so on this cloud nine. As soon as my cloud turned dark, Eb was like, no, fuck that bitch. She don't get to go to Dave Chappelle. I don't care. You got to take somebody, because I came back to the office happy again. I'm like, Eb, Tash hit me back, baby. We back. We on. You know what I'm saying? I'm about to see her tomorrow. Eb like, she don't get to go to Dave Chappelle. I don't care. You not taking her. I'm like, but Eb, I got it. I mean, that's how it happened. And we look, she's telling it.
Yeah.
Listen.
Now that's my role.
Right. So they cool now because Tash been treating me right. But as soon as Tash don't treat me right, she gonna have Eb to come see about it. You know what I'm saying?
That's not gonna happen.
It better not happen.
It's not.
It better not happen. So we went to Dave. We went to Chappelle show, man. We had a wonderful time. It was a great evening. We ended up spending that whole evening together. When you gave me some yams, that was before Dave Chappelle? That was before Dave Chappelle. Mm-hmm. So it was about a week before, because it was around Christmas. Mm-hmm. Christmas time, I finally got the yams, y'all. You know what I'm saying? I had to wait and go through the rigmarole. You know what I'm saying? But that was the last little test, because she'll tell you too, when I came to the crib that time around Christmas, I already had my mind made up. If I left yamless, that was going to be the end of Tash, and I was just going to take a flyer on Dave Chappelle. That was what was going on. Because y'all know, if y'all watched the second episode, she had hit me with the shower drawn already. So I wasn't hyped this time when the shower happened. But now this second time, she was like, you might well get it. And we got it cracking. You understand what I'm saying?
All right.
Yeah. I won't give them no more details on the cracking. But, let's just say the yams was, good enough for me to stick around. You know what I'm saying? Bottom line.
Bottom line, Dave Chappelle saved our relationship.
You know what I'm saying? So we went to the show, you know what I mean? And ever since then, we just been kicking it tough, man. You know what I'm saying? And now that's my baby.
And my baby.
My baby now. But you got a lot of bodies, though.
I don't have a lot of bodies, babe. And I can't believe that you would fix your lips to tell anybody that they have a lot of bodies.
We not talking about me right now.
Well, I'm just saying. Don't throw me under the bus.
We ain't talking about me.
You
know what I'm saying? No, but listen, here's the thing. So me and Tash had the bodies talk. And you go first because Tash don't want to know how many bodies I have. Like, anytime we get in this conversation, she just changes the conversation.
Shut it down.
She doesn't want to know. And I know, like, very close ballparkish how many bodies I got. But she don't want to know. Why don't you want to know?
I don't feel like it's information that is pertinent to where we are going. There's two people in this relationship. There's not X number in this relationship, so they don't matter. I appreciate them because I'm sure they've helped you to figure out what works and what does not work for the female.
That's what I'm saying. Because I'm a YAM connoisseur, but you now benefit
and that's great
from my bedroom theatrics.
So thanks, ladies, but I don't care the number of them. It just doesn't add anything. I'm all about what adds to us now and in the future. That doesn't add. It might have contributed, but it doesn't add now. And now it's just about additions.
All right. So
that's my logic.
Here's my thing.
I like it.
So Tash told me how many bodies she got. All right.
Because it was a manageable number.
Here's my thing. I don't care about how many bodies someone has unless that number is super duper high, right? But if you got a regular little average, you know what I'm saying, number of bodies.
Yeah, I don't. Super duper high is also a relative statement because everyone's high is different.
All right, so I got a theory. I have a theory, all right? Y'all know Kai got a lot of theories. I personally believe that a woman's body count should be right around her age. That's my theory. However old you are, your body count should be right around there. Like, somewhere in that neighborhood. All right? So I'm not saying like you should be 14 and have 14 bodies. That's not what I'm saying. But I'm saying if you 21 and you hit me with like a 15, okay, you probably wilded out in high school, college, got up to that 15, that's cool. If you 30 and you hit me with a 30, okay, that's cool. You know what I'm saying? If you 40 and you hit me with a 30, all right, she was taking her time. You know what I mean? That's kind of my theory on bodies. You know what I'm saying? And for men, I feel like, you know, it's probably about like at least double your age is like is like respectable. Like
is it?
I'm talking about that a woman should respect. You know what I'm saying? What she say was average. That's what I just told you.
That's what I said. It's relative. It's a relative statement. Everyone's high number is different.
But this is the thing. Here's the thing about Tash. And I give her hell about it because it's just funny to me. But like one type of dude I am is I'm very, very secure. I'm very alpha. I'm very like intellectual. So little dumb stuff like who she been with don't really bother me. However, even though her number is cool, it's lowish. We're going to say it's lowish, right? She got a handful that I know.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Like,
a handful.
So you know what I'm saying? And one of them Jones is my man. So I had to take that little gut punch. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was well before her and I met. You know what I'm saying?
Well before.
Well before.
All of them were well before.
Right. It was almost like 10 years.
Yeah.
It was almost like 10 years ago.
Early 10s.
So it don't really matter. You know what I'm saying? But when she told me this one, she'd tell you, we was laying down, I started screaming in the pillow.
It was the most dramatic thing.
Not my nigga!
I literally had to ask him, would you like me to leave for a moment?
Oh, not my nigga!
This is how it went. This is not fake.
Oh, I had to call my nigga. I said, nigga, fuck you!
He did call him.
He like, wow, what's going on? What you talking about? I said, nigga! You had sex with my girl before I met her, nigga. Oh. He like, who your girl? I like Tasha. He's like Tasha from light skin Tasha. No, not light skin Tasha. Tasha with the fat ass.
Babe.
Oh, Tasha with the fat ass. That's your girl now, man. Yeah, that's my girl now.
Are you done?
That's my girl.
Are you done?
Yeah, sex with my nigga.
Oh my god.
He was like, no, she cool. She good people. She cool. She good people. I said, I know, nigga. Stay away from her. So that one hurt.
True story.
That's all the way a true story.
This is exactly how it works.
That's all the way a true story. It hurt a little bit. But I got over it in like 15 days.
Not 15
Oh
days.
man. Yeah, so that's how that happened. But she don't want to know how many I got. And what I told Tash early on is that our pasts don't matter. Right, it's the future that we create together, right? Because we can't avoid who we are today, obviously. And like she said, I should be one to talk. Like Kyree Terrell has a history. You understand what I'm saying? So I should be one to talk. And the fact that she doesn't want to know,
says not a chance in hell.
Exactly.
That you haven't.
She
taken
took
down
the words
someone.
out my mouth. I was just about to say the fact that she doesn't want to know definitely protects her from that same type of situation, her finding out I touched somebody that she know. Because I bet the farm that I have, you know. But we stay clear of that because like she said, it doesn't add anything to us. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? It doesn't help us with the future. With that, I guess it's questions and comments time. Huh?
It's questions and comments.
It's questions and comments time. Let me
We're making up for the fact that we went long
yes,
last week.
the show was way too long last week, so
I
we
wanted to keep it cute.
Trying to keep it short and cute for y'all. But any questions and comments that we have right now? Did you see any come through, babe?
No questions came through.
Just
comments. Good comments though.
She said, "What's average?" Tiara said, "What's average?"
We answered that. You see?
Yeah,
You see
we
a
did.
little corner?
What? Oh yeah, it is fucked up. All right, I'll fix it. Hush your mouth. All right, we're gonna give y'all a little bit of time to ask us any questions that y'all want to. Was there anything else that we meant to go over for this? No. I could jump into what Tiara asked a little bit when you asking what's average. I for one, if she had more than you would be right. Oh yeah, hell yeah, it would be all
The question said, if she had more bodies than you, would it be a wrap?
That would be disgusting. So if any woman had more bodies than me and she's not into prostitution or porn, that would be disgusting. Oh.
So
yeah.
then, yeah.
So do you include one night stands in the number? Here's my my rule when it comes to body count. If you could have gotten pregnant or sick, it counts.
Not if you could have got pregnant or sick, it counts.
Listen, can you leave my baby yams alone? No, cause I can't get enough of your baby's yams.
Oh my god.
At this point in time, you know what I'm saying? I'm trying to hurry up and get through with this show. No more questions or comments? Okay. I'm gonna give me some yams.
Oh my god.
What happens if you ever run into someone you slept with? Will they respect y'all no ask rule? I guess she's saying like,
wait, what?
If we ran into somebody, would they respect the fact that we don't ask each other? Like, that's not how we mean it. We don't talk about it in the sense of like just going back in the sake of our histories just to pull out who and how we slept with. But I'm quite sure if we ran into somebody that I slept with and, you know, Tash felt any type of energy, she would probably ask me if that's somebody I used to deal with.
Yeah. Cause I'm curious. I just don't want to know a number,
right.
A person. Now, granted, if all of them are in the same room, then it's like okay, but that's
room.
Not likely to occur.
They don't make rooms that big, baby.
Okay. All right.
But no, same here. If we ran into
apparently we need a lecture hall.
If we ran into one of her joints, and same thing. Like if I felt the energy, I would ask. Like we run into people. When outside was open, that, you know what I mean? Yeah, I think you kind of feel an energy or a chemistry coming off of somebody when it's an ex. So I would probably ask too.
I don't think we've had that encounter.
But I would be unfazed. What do you say? We fell in love in 3 months. I don't know that we fell in love in 3 months.
I think it's, do you feel in love in 3 months? Like, do you feel
she
in
need
love?
to write that again. I don't know if she meant 2
Tiara,
E's or 2 L's. Well, you mean feel or fell, Tiara? Write that again while we move on to...
after hers. There was another one after.
Hey, Eb, stop telling on me.
What's this one?
That's the one we just answered, babe.
Oh, okay.
Eb talking about something. There have been rooms filled with his bodies before.
Lord, and this is
like
lie.
it's a morgue.
I don't want to.
Remember the grand open in the MMP? I just invited everybody. It was just a my body smorgasbord in there that day.
So feel.
She meant feel. Do we feel in love in 3 months? We definitely feel in love.
Yeah,
for sure.
It's different though. It's a different type of love and a different type of energy, which we've talked about before. It doesn't match nor compare to any of our previous relationships, and no shade to those people. But when you find the person that's supposed to be for you and that you're supposed to be with, I think you feel the difference. And I feel a difference.
Right. And I really think that comes with having to mature, because like Tash said, I almost forgot your name, babe.
Keep playing with me. Lose your life on live. Yeah.
It's definitely no shade to anybody that we've ever dealt with, and I think that part is actually something that I learned really from probably what I would call my last relationship, because I would protect the other women I was dealing with. I would protect some women from my past, especially my kids' mothers, from my relationships. You know what I'm saying? And I thought that was the right thing to do, because they got feelings too. And, you know, even though I moved on with my life, you know, there's certain ways I shouldn't act, or I shouldn't be, or I shouldn't do. And I think part of maturing is understanding that there are things that did not work in your previous relationship that were your fault, right? So I'll say that again. Yeah. You wasn't the shit when you was 18, 25, even 30 for some people, even older than that sometimes. You was fucking up. You was doing some stuff that you should not have been doing. And I think you have to look in the mirror and understand that, you know I've had great women in the past. I know that I've had women that are either today making someone happy or one day will be someone's everything. But I wasn't shit. And a lot of times I was cool with not being shit, and I knew I wasn't shit. You know what I'm saying? But that's where I was in life. So with me maturing and understanding that I really had to pour into someone else in order to get from a relationship what everybody wishes they had, it was me that needed to change. It was me that needed to do some more pouring, to do some things different, to be able to bring out the best in my relationship. Because I truly believe that a good man leads his relationship in the right path, and a good woman will follow that lead. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes the leadership is fucked up, and sometimes the woman's not able to follow that lead. And I think as a woman, if the leadership is fucked up, you need to move on. And as a man, if your woman can't follow that lead, she's not the woman for you. So I said a lot. I know it's more questions.
The next question was, have you learned your love language? Which is a funny question to ask, because literally I've been asking Kyree to do this for the last 3 days. Babe, let's take the love language quiz together. And he'd be like, all right, babe.
Listen.
So we're going to take it tonight, and we're going to learn our love language.
He is, huh?
Yeah, it's not. It's a thing now. I was asking, now I'm telling. That's what we're doing tonight. Okay, cool.
And
go ahead, say what you gotta say.
I don't believe in them. I don't believe.
It's just a matter of just looking and reading and seeing what it says. It's just you take it for what you want.
I'm gonna do it for you.
Nobody said that's our guidelines. We're doing pretty well without guidelines.
You're right. I just don't.
I'm just curious what it says.
And to answer Robin's question, I don't believe in that shit, Robin. I don't believe in that. I don't believe in astrology. Like, my grandma had me heavy into astrology before, but all that stuff is for entertainment, man.
It's for entertainment.
Let's see. Let's see if it's any more. Y'all have to hurry and hold a couples therapy class soon. She's not the first person that said that. You want to read Eb's comment that you pinned?
Yes, because it was nice. So this comment from Ebony says, energy and a connection like ours, is once in a lifetime thing. There have been great women that just weren't Tash and Kai together.
Facts. And I wasn't ready. I never was ready.
Yeah. And we have the ex conversation. We talk about our exes, and we literally discuss to one another what that person brought, what we learned, and what we were taught in those experiences. And we're very open with communicating that. And I think that is beyond anything that I ever probably envisioned that I would be doing and sharing and revealing with my partner. Literally saying, this is what I learned from so-and-so, and this is how I'm able to be this way with you. Like, that's huge. I don't know about you, but that's different.
And we got one more question right here, but I want to speak to that too, as far as the whole I think the difference in this relationship is experience and communication. I would not have been able to be here without my prior experience. I'm sure Tash would attest to that too, is basically what you just said. But the communication piece, selfless communication will take you a long, long way. And I think too often people are more interested in being petty, being prideful, than they are in just having a conversation, being open, being selfless, putting their own stuff on the table, and that can work wonders for you. You know what I'm saying? It's like, if you ever been on a team before where y'all really trying to win, and like you be like, all right, you know what, I'm gonna just go do this while this person do that so that we could do this, and you just there for the betterment of the team. That's how you got to be in your relationship. And you got to realize too that you have to look at things holistically. And y'all know I say this all the time. Tash heard me say this a million times. You might be the one that got to take one for the team 19 times in a row, right? If you the type of person that's like, yo, this is my 19th time I had to take one for the team, like, you got to take one for the team now, you not on the right team. Y'all probably not gonna work. But if you that type of person that you like, look, if it's for the betterment of the team, like, we could win if I do this again,
right?
All right, well, cool, put me in, let's go. Down the line, right? Down the line, it's gonna come back, right? It's gonna be a time your partner got to do 5 in a row, 22 in a row, whatever it might be, because it's reciprocal. You know that person would do the same thing for you if they had to. That's what's important. It's not we not tit for tat. We ain't counting and all of that.
This was the one that you were saying?
Would you say love goals are different from love language? That's probably more for you, Bill.
Well, I don't fully understand. I won't even say that, because I guess to my understanding currently of the love language, it's more of a description of the things that you as a person take to, gravitate towards, why they affect you, and where they rank kind of for you. So like, even if you think about last week when we talked about, Kyree talked about sex and I talked about affection, like, those are, to my understanding, semblances of our love language. And how we want to be loved. That's more or less what I get from that. So in its comparison to our love goals, I don't even know that I have a love goal.
I think we do. I think the difference, and Dwayne wrote something. Dwayne, I know the difference in the zodiac. I was just saying I don't believe in that or this, not grouping them together. But I think love goals, babe, is more like things that interest the two of us that we want to work toward together. You know what I mean? Like, things that our partner has to have. Like, even as simple as what me and Jamaica was talking about with fitness. You know what I'm saying? So it's things like that are like love goals. It's like, if I'm going to be in a relationship with someone, they have to give the same energy on this particular thing. Okay. You know, if not, it's just going to create a divide, whether that be in the short term or the long term.
That makes sense.
Because that's a goal of mine. But I think the love language is, you know, it's more so understanding
how you want to be loved.
Yeah, and it's not projecting. I think humans have a innate ability, or not ability, but innate propensity to project upon the whole entire world how they would do something. And that's one of the worst things in the world, because once you are, for example, if
comments, sorry,
I don't like to give flowers and cards, right? This is a real example. Because I just
he asked me this early on, like, do you like cards and flowers?
Right. And here's the thing.
I'm like, yes. Get it together.
I like to make gifts that are more so investments, like things that keep giving, things you're going to have forever, that type of stuff. In my experience, flowers look pretty, but they die in 2 days, and you're not going to be able to find that card next year unless you
not true. I have a card box.
Card hoarder, John.
I have a card box.
Unless you one of them like her. But I just like to give different things. I like to give thoughtful things and stuff like that. So once you understand it, well, your partner likes that. Once again, you have to be selfless and just do that thing that they like. You know what I mean? So I've given in ways that please me, and I've given in ways that please Tash in our short relationship. So that's like, you know what I mean, catering to someone's love language is understanding what makes them tick, not just doing the thing that makes you tick to them. But understanding what makes them tick and then doing that thing to them. So I understand it. I just don't necessarily believe in what it's wrapped in. I just believe in open communication and just learning. You know what I'm saying?
I think those are two things that we continue to not only do well, but work on improving every day. And that seems to be like our focus.
Look at these.
Being better. I know that I laughed at that comment. That was good.
My man.
Apparently everybody knew that Kyree was making me his girlfriend except for me. If you look at the comments,
no, because
everybody knew.
D was drawing.
Me.
D popped up with a girl before I could even announce my John. I said, damn, D, where this come from? So stop trying to get me out of here, D. You know what I'm saying? But when you know, I guess. I see you. All right, man. All right, so we had a good time, man. We be back next week, next Thursday. Same time. The show always re-airs on YouTube the next morning, so y'all could catch it there. Had y'all comments and questions ready. I think next week we probably gonna talk a little gender roles and some other stuff.
We'll let you know. I don't know why we don't decide this.
Teasing,
I don't hate teasing.
You gotta tease. The people gotta want. You gotta leave them on a cliffhanger.
Listen. Let me tell you. Listen, Linda. I am all for teasing, but what I am not for is not preparing what we're going to tease.
My tease is prepared. I prepared to tease the people.
And you didn't share that information with me, so I can't even play on it. He just be ready to go.
We'll see.
We will see.
Next
time. We will see.
On Oh, That's Love.
We'll see. Just know it'll be good and entertaining. Read the captions on our promos, and that'll tell you what it's going to be about.
All right. There it is, man. We had a good time, man.